Taking all your calls here on the one and only Seduce and Conquer radio show. You definitely want to be tuned in. We got a great guest coming up a little bit later on in the show, but right now we're taking your calls, 416-870-1007. The one and only Payton Kane is with you tonight. In the studio tonight, we will be back with a very special guest here on the Seduce and Conquer radio show. Frank B Kermit runs a lair in Toronto, also started a lair in Montreal, has his own internet talk show, and great to listen to. This is one of the guys. He actually has a book called From Loser to Seducer, where he went from, and all of us, I've been there. I'll be the first to admit it, I was a loser. And I went to a seducer. I mean, let's be realistic here. That's the way it's done. This is how you learn how to do it. Not everybody is born being perfect with women. A lot of guys got a lot of work to do before they become perfect with women. And Frank's one of those guys who's really gotten it really down pat, gone through a lot of things. Anyway, we're taking your calls, 416-870-1007. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with Frank B. Kermit right after these messages.
It doesn't matter what you look like, how old you are, or how much money you make. Seduce and Conquer will teach you how to be the man women desire, want, lust for. Guaranteed. The master of seduction, Payton Kane, does have the answers. He'll teach you what to do through 4 easy-to-follow CDs with a money-back guarantee. More details at seduceandconquer.com. Better yet, just call now, 416-593-5243. That's 593-5243.
Club 246 Radio.
From Loser to Seducer is the story of Frank B. Kermit. This book marks the triumph of a nice guy over most of his inner demons. This includes going from being a loser to managing 5 lovers at the same time, his first Valentine's date with 2 women at the same time, and getting back the one that got away. Want to learn how you can change your life? Buy this book at franktalks.com.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by the book, I'm a Man, That's My Job, The Philosophy of a Seducer. Ladies, have you ever wondered where all the real men have gone? Do you turn to your women friends because you cannot find a true man in your life? Do you want the man in your life to step up and know what it means to be a man that can make you feel like the woman that you are? Are you tired of mothering the men you date? Give these boys the gift of manhood. The book, I'm a Man, That's My Job, teaches men to create their own seduction persona, personal inner game, and how to take the lead in a relationship. Buy this book now at franktalks.com.
Taking all your calls, Payton Kane in the house. Love that guy's accent, leave the tech. Anyway, we have a very special guest joining us in the studio today. Frank B. Kermit. Frank, how you doing, player?
I'm doing great, Payton. It's fantastic to be here.
Well, it's great to have you. Frank, there's a lot of things that, I met you, what was it, about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We were at the Montreal Lair, I believe it was.
You were giving a nice little seminar.
That's right. Cliffy, one of my favorite boys, runs that seminar up there. He does a hell of a job. And I was giving a little bit of a seminar to some of the guys that were there. Mm-hmm. And that's where you and I met. You were asking me a whole bunch of questions, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And now look at you. You're like, Pimp Daddy #1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world. See, that's what I like to see, someone who takes this stuff, takes it to a whole different level. Now you got your own books out. You're doing your own thing. Talk to us about what you're doing now.
All right. Well, first thing I did is I moved here to Toronto. And
what do you think about Toronto? You like Toronto?
Toronto it's tougher than Montreal.
Oh, definitely. Dude, Montreal is one of the easiest cities on the planet to get laid in. Although Toronto is very easy as well. But Montreal, the women, the French women, the accents, they just make me melt. I mean, the accents just kill me. Go ahead.
Montreal's got some of the most beautiful women out there. I do miss them. I love my life
Toronto
here.
has a lot of hot chicks, too, though.
They do.
Yeah, you got to admit.
They do. I love my life here in Toronto. And from the time I got here, I've been writing books. I've been establishing my life. Even started, and I now head the new Toronto Seduction Lair.
That's fantastic. Now tell me about that. That's like a lair. That's like it's kind of like what I went to in Montreal. It's like where a bunch of guys get together who want to become more successful with attracting and meeting women, and they all talk about their experiences and the kinds of things they've done and what things work, what things don't work. Tell me more about that. I think that's a great idea.
The idea is that newbies will come into what's called the seduction community. They want to learn to get better with women.
Right.
And learning this stuff by yourself, not everybody is successful with that because you're going to go ahead and make the same mistakes that somebody else made. Well, why not hook up with other guys who are putting in the effort so that you can learn from them, they can learn from you.
Exactly. And it's a free service you're doing?
Absolutely free. There are guys who will give paid seminars, but they just advertise within the group, but nobody is obligated to pay anything to get in. You get in for free. You do have to go through a screening process. We don't allow minors.
Good.
We don't allow women in. We do not want to be taking advice from women.
Definitely not. The worst person who can give you seduction advice is a woman, trust me when I tell you.
It's my own personal belief that women are programmed to give beta males bad advice because they're not going to help the beta male go out there and procreate.
Exactly. Very well said, beta males, because she couldn't give that advice to an alpha male because she's probably banging the alpha male.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So the whole point of the lair is to bring a bunch of guys together. I'm pretty fortunate in the fact that I've gotten some seduction gurus involved with offering advice on the lair, so I'm very happy about that. We're very new. We're just starting up. Meetings are twice a month. You come to a meeting, you talk, we take the issues on the list. We just don't tolerate laziness.
I think that's a fantastic idea. How do you sign up for something like that?
You go and visit the website. It is www.torontolair.ca. CA for Canada.
Perfect. Very straightforward. Very well done. And so a guy can just come in there, get to know you. You'll screen him, make sure he's legit. He comes on in, and he just gets to meet a whole bunch of other guys, and you all just discuss ways of how you can become better with women and different things to do.
That's right. We also have an advanced section. Concept. We have an advanced section, so those guys who are already good with women, who don't necessarily want to deal with newbie-type questions and only want to deal with high-level questions, some of the stuff you deal with here on your show, have an advanced section that they can post in there and have some privacy.
I think that's a fantastic idea, and I think a lot of guys could really, really benefit from something like that.
Absolutely. It was very instrumental in my own development from loser to seducer.
Yeah, right. Now, that's a book you wrote. I love that title, From Loser to Seducer. Were we all a loser at one point? I mean, I know I was. I broke my virginity at 12, from 12 to 17. I broke my virginity, by the way, at fat camp. Yes, Weight Watchers camp. My parents sent me to fat camp. That's where I got laid for my first time. Can you believe that? Until 17, I did not get a piece of ass. 17, I lost my weight. The confidence came to me. From 17 till 24, I banged some of the most beautiful women you could ever imagine on this planet. And from there is where, Seduce and Conquer just erupted from, because that's where I was living in Cancun for a few years, and women were just attacking me. I had a gorgeous tan. And all of a sudden, I was just like, get all these chicks away from me. I'm just trying to have lunch. Everyone's attacking me. And that's where it hit me, Frank. That's where it hit me, that this is the way women think. There I was just trying to enjoy my dinner, and a woman would come in, not even say hello to me, sit down, put her hand on my lap, and go, I'd like to speak to you. I'd like to sleep with you. You're very hot. And I would just be like, leave me alone. All of a sudden, a woman would come along and be like, you know what? You think you're so hot. I don't like you. I don't want you. I want nothing to do with you. I would find myself attracted to her. I'd be like, look at this girl. Who does she think she is? I got to have her. Again, it's that challenge. We all want what we cannot have.
You have so advanced yourself. You are now experiencing the reality of a hot chick.
Of course. I'm living as a hot chick. That's how I understand, and that's how I teach this stuff. That's the way my mentality is. That's the way I walk into a room. Like, I am the prize. I am the hot chick. And she should only be so lucky to get with a guy like me.
And you know what? It's very rare for guys who start on one end of that canyon to end up on the other and actually experience what it's like to have the opportunity to get steady sex, good, steady sex, to the point where you want something even more than that. Your standards go up even higher.
Exactly. They keep going higher and higher. Well, where else would you rather be? Isn't it great? Getting laid whenever you want, however you want.
With the type of women you want.
Exactly. Key word right there. You know what I mean? I won't even bother with a girl who's less than a 7. I'm only going after the creme de la creme.
And I got to say, in terms of what you teach in the material for Payton Kane game, it's not going to work on an average-looking girl.
No chance. And it's not made to work on an average-looking girl, because it's going to scare the living pants off her. She's going to be like, this is too much for me to handle. So that's the key here. I'm trying to get all my boys to pick up the creme de la creme. Why? Because I believe seduction is a way to boost your ego. I really think, I deal with guys that are multimillionaires that really can't get laid. They can because they're spending money. And they know that the only reason women want to be with them is because of their money.
But they're lacking skill. And if they lose the money, and if they lose the car, the house, if they lose all those things, they also lose the women, because the women are only there to use them.
And they know that. And the women are sleeping with other guys just like me who they're taking advantage of. It's that simple. And, that's the whole thing. It's not about how much money you can make, and don't let anybody ever sell you on that. All you people out there listening, it's about... life is about procreation. It's about being able to walk into a room and have any woman you want. Because if I offered any of you guys out there that are listening to me right now, think about this for a second. $1 billion. That's your own jet, your own helicopter, your own island. but you could never be with another woman again. Would you take it? Would you take it?
No way.
I wouldn't think about taking it. So what's life about? Not how much money you have. Life is about how many women you can get. It's about procreation, experiencing different women. It's about enjoying women. It's about finding the right mate, living to the utmost. Go ahead.
Base philosophy number 10 in my life. I got a book coming out called I'm a Man, That's My Job. Base philosophy number 10. We were born to have sex.
Exactly. Men and women were born to procreate. And the same goes for women. All you ladies out there, listen to me. Come on. You know who you are. You're just as horny as we are, if not hornier. It's just knowing how to get you to give it up because you have so much choice. And you're such a lucky place to be. And that's where I'm trying to get all my guys to be. Because I'm in that place, and once you go into the light, you can never go back into the dark.
That's right.
It's that simple.
That's right. And coming from, I was a bigger loser than you were, dude. Okay? I got stood up at my prom.
Tell me about that.
It was a girl that had promised that we were going to go on a date.
Stood up at the prom.
Stood at the prom.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh, it does. And you don't forget stuff like that.
No, for sure. I mean, that, resonates in you. That just permeates in you. That stamps in you, I mean.
And you know what? I'm glad it happened now because it gave me the pain to move away from. But that wasn't the only thing. I lost my ex-fiancé to one of my best friends.
Unbelievable.
He was writing her love letters while he was there for me, listening to my problems with her.
Nice friend.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, come on, it's bros before hoes. Anyway.
The third thing that happened was that after those two really bad strikes against me, I hung out with a girl for 2 years. And she always told me that she could never date me as a boyfriend because I was of a different race and culture than her.
That's ridiculous.
At the end of that 2 years, she goes ahead and then tells me at about Christmas time, she says, Frank, it's Christmas time, and at Christmas, everybody tells the truth. She tells me she's found herself a boyfriend, and it's getting serious, and that she's going to get married. Now, at the time, I liked her, and I was happy for her. What I didn't like was it turns out that the guy was not the same race and was not the same religion as her. And when
she had explained to you that what she was looking for.
Exactly. And when I asked her, why? How did this happen? And I was losing my temper then. She says, I don't know. It just happened.
Yes.
He seduced me.
Exactly.
And that's when I made the decision that I had to become a seducer because the rest of my life doesn't matter. I'm the type of guy that I got awards on my wall. I have degrees. I have times I've appeared in the media. I had all these accolades. You know what? It doesn't mean a thing if you can't just go out there and be with the women you want to be with.
Exactly. It's about eye contact, body language, and how you talk and behave with women. That's what it is. It's that simple.
So that's when I started my journey. I was a complete loser. I went 5 years with no sex, where I was just trying to absorb.
How old were you during this period of time?
I was in my 20s.
20s, 5 years without sex. Oh, dude, I'd hang myself off a balcony. I'm glad to see that you're still here and kicking.
You know what? There were a few times where I didn't think I was going to make it. I mean, in all honesty, especially when I lost my fiancé and then that thing with the girl.
And that's crazy, isn't it? And that's crazy, isn't it? That at this day and age, women can have such a strong impact on our lives. That it comes down to the point that you're thinking almost about suicide. I mean, socially, you're already dead.
Yeah.
But physically, you're thinking about suicide because you're just so miserable that you don't want to live anymore because of things that are happening. And that shouldn't happen to anybody out there. That's why there are people like myself and Frank here to help you become more successful with women, to help you not get into that place, because you should never, ever have to get into that place.
And there is a value in anybody who teaches this material who comes from that place of pain. There are some naturals out there, and you know what? There are a handful of naturals who are able to articulate what it is they do. And then there's those people who come from a place of pain. No matter where you're at, somebody who comes from that place of pain has been there. We can relate. We can help because we can understand what you're thinking, how you're thinking, and how to change that thinking. Somebody who's always been great with women from day one doesn't have the ability to relate.
Exactly, because he's never felt that pain.
He just doesn't get it.
Suffering, exactly, because he's always been able to get laid. So for him, it's just natural to him. Right, where other guys like you and I have gone through so much and have been able to make it to this point.
Exactly.
And those are the best people to learn from, if you ask me, because those are the best people that know what it's like. That was the thing with me. I was living as two different people. I was this one fat guy who everybody would just ignore or try to run away from. Then when I lost my weight, I was a really good-looking guy. And I remember one time I was walking into a movie theater with a date. I had just lost my weight. The concession stand was right underneath. So as I'm walking down the steps, for whatever reason, I was 17 and a half at this point. Everybody at that concession stand turned around and looked at me. I was thinking, is there something on my face? Is there something on my shirt? Did I just eat a hot dog and get ketchup all over me or something? I ran to the bathroom to see what it was. There was nothing there. I turned around to the girl that I was with. I'm like, why the hell is everybody looking at me? She turns around and goes, honey, it's because you're really good looking. Oh. And it just blew me away. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, Frank, I'm glad you're here. We're going to take some more calls. 416-870-1007. That is my number. Give me a call. Payton Kane in the studio with you tonight. Frank B. Kermit joining me here as a guest. Wasting no time, going to Toronto. Bobby's on the line. Hi, Bobby.
Yes.
Oh, no, it's a chick. I love sexy girls. What's up, Bobby girl?
Hi, Peyton.
How you doing, baby?
Good. How are you?
Are you sitting there listening to my show right now?
Yeah.
Are you playing with yourself?
No.
No.
Not a chance.
Don't say, oh, not a chance. Listen to you. As if.
Not a chance.
Do you have a question for me, Bobby? You're just calling a bus.
No, I don't have a question.
No, I'm not playing with myself. Anyway, go ahead.
But I want to comment on the guy you were just talking to.
Okay.
He's just repeating everything you're saying.
And?
Does he not like? He has no game. He's boasting about how much game he has, and he sucks ass.
How do you know he's got game or not?
I mean, he's boasting about it. That's what he's telling everybody.
Bobby, listen to your mouth on you. What do you think? You're sexy or something?
I know.
Come on, why don't you pick on someone on your own side, kiddo? Pick on someone on your own side.
I'm not picking on you because you're good. It's all good. You're good. But that guy, I don't know.
Frank, you have to respond. You can't let Bobby get away with it.
I don't know about that.
Well, here's
Bobby's sexy. As a matter of fact, I know Bobby. Bobby sends me naked pictures of herself every single week. So I know exactly what she looks like, and she's a babe. I'm scared to get involved with her because she's a stalker, but besides that.
You know what, Bobby? I invite you to read my book, Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, because that's exactly what you're doing to me. You're just testing me to see if I'm going to show you dominance or if I can address your emotional needs. And if you really are as hot a girl as Peyton says, what you're looking for here, you're just looking for dominance and an emotional range. You want to be shocked. You want to be freaked out. You don't want to be happy. You don't want to be satisfied. You want an emotional range. You want to feel intense passion, intense anger, intense shock. So that's what you're looking for right now.
Bobby, you getting excited, honey?
Not a chance.
She's like something of a brat. So, when are you coming on my show and getting naked, you little shit?
When do you want me to come on your show and get naked?
How about this Thursday?
I will do that.
Oh, listen to you. You're all talk.
I will do that.
You all the time. You're all talk.
I will do that. You want me to come on Thursday? I'll be there.
Looking forward to it, girl. So how come you send me a text message while I was in New Orleans? You're down to get together with me, aren't you?
No, I know. Yes. Yes, I am.
You're so sexy. What am I going to do with you, girl?
What do you want to do?
That's my girl. Don't get me started. Bobby, by the way, give me some dimensions here, just for all my listeners. How big are your boobs? I adore you, girl. I had to throw that in there. I couldn't resist. You are too sexy. Thank you so much for calling in. Hey, I'm going to hold you to that, girl.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be there.
This Thursday.
Thursday, babe.
All right, kiddo. We'll see you soon.
Okay, babe. Ciao.
Mwah. Mwah. Right back at you. That was Bobby, ladies and gentlemen, long-time caller to the Seduce and Conquer. She's a doll. She's a very fun girl. I know her. She's actually a dancer that works at one of my favorite strip clubs here in Toronto. And, yeah. Anyway, we're taking your calls, 416-870-1007. Wasting no time. Going to Toronto. Mario's on the line. Mario. Turn down your radio player. Mario, you there, guy? Turn down your player.
I did, yeah. I shut it off.
That's my boy, dog. What's your question? You're live with Payton Kane.
Well, it's my first time listening to your show.
Okay.
I just turned it by accident.
Right. Well, aren't you a lucky guy tonight?
So, yeah, because there's a lot of things you guys are saying which is giving me a boost of confidence.
Which is good, which is what it's all about, dude.
Yeah, it is. I wish I've known earlier.
Well, dude,
it's now. We're in the now.
Dude, seduceandconquer.com. It's not difficult. You go there, and you will, if you want to become more successful with women, the help is there for you.
I'm a writer, I'm a poet, and I really
how sweet, dude. Come over here so I can pinch your cheeks. What do you do? You walk up the chicks and you do poetry?
Tell
me, Mario, you don't do that.
I do. Yes, I do.
Well, dude, I'm going to slap you right now here on air. I mean, are you out of your mind?
I don't know.
Dude, there's a time and place for everything.
Well, yeah.
The time and place.
It's only online now.
Wait, you're doing poetry online with women? Mario, you're more far gone than I thought. You
I know. I've done it for a while, but I've stopped. And
are you getting laid?
Once in a while.
No, stop, Mario. Let's be realistic here.
I'm being realistic with you.
When a guy says once in a while, that means never.
Never.
When a guy says he gets laid like 10, he's banged like 100 women. You divide that by 4.
You're absolutely
When a woman says she's banged 4 guys, you multiply that by 4. You follow me here?
I follow you. I follow you.
I can just tell by talking to you, but I can tell by the tone in your voice.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell by your excitement.
I'm nervous.
Yes, I can see that. If you're nervous talking to me, imagine how nervous you would be talking to a girl like Bobby, talking to a girl who's like drop dead gorgeous, talking to like, you know, any girl you meet in a nightclub.
Yeah.
It would be difficult for you. And dude, that's the place that I don't want you to be at. Where I want you to be is at the level that you can walk right up to her and be like, hey, what's up with that girl? How come you're checking me out? Why do you have such good taste? I want you to have so much confidence that you can put yourself up on the pedestal. Never put women up on the pedestal. Put yourself up on the pedestal. And let her know that she's the lucky one to be with you. And a guy like you can do it, dude. Any man can do it. It's just believing it. Once I take you down the road and I show you, I take you to the promised land and I show you can do it, you'll believe. The second you believe, that's when you change. Sitting here and telling you everything, it's all talk. Once you believe, that's when you'll become a brand new man.
You're absolutely no. I made some notes while you were talking.
You're taking notes. I like this guy already, Mary.
I made notes. Seriously, the whole page is full. I'm a writer, and this is earlier on today. I thought of and then your show. What a coincidence! I thought I could get involved in a men's group or workshops, a seminar that you guys have put it on. I wish I could be part of a men's group. And then I could learn.
Well, dude, that's what Frank is here for. Frank has a man's group. It's torontolair.ca, and it's free. If you want to be part of my group, it's going to cost you a ton of money.
Oh, I know. But
I'm not cheap.
I'm not. Well,
but dude, but pay attention here, Mario. Yeah. I am the world's best. You pay for what you get. So if you want super results, you come to me. I only do one-on-one. I do not do a group thing. Mm-hmm. I only do one-on-one. But if you want to learn from other guys, you want to learn in a group, Frank is ideal for you. torontolair.ca. If you got a lot of money and you're willing to go in your bank account, that's when you contact me.
Well, it's I just said I was very. It's an informative show that you have about men, and I'm interested.
My show is about women, about making men more successful with them.
Well, you got it going on there, and this is why it's everything you described to me.
Mario, I appreciate your call. I got a hot, sexy girl on the phone. SeduceandConquer.com.
Can I pass my number to him so he can call me, or
he's not going to call you, but you can check out his website. It's torontolair.ca. That's all the time we have for you here on the one and only Seduce and Conquer radio show. By the way, tons of things to tell you about. Don't forget, if you want to become more successful with attracting, meeting, and dating beautiful women, the help is here for you. SeduceandConquer.com. Want to do a seminar with me? SeduceandConquer.com/seminars. Don't waste your time anymore. And hey, Frank B. Kermit, thank you very much for being on the show. If they want to find you, Toronto Lair.
And FrankTalks.com.
And FrankTalks.com. How can you forget that? Payton Kane, signing off. Wishing all of you out there the best of luck.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes the perfect gift. The book, written by a man, for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.